Hey, Joe Gill here again. I'm here with part two of my little series of my stories about talking about my incidences with a sexual assault or sexual harassment. Today is my one sexual assault incident. And again, this is in light of what's been going on with the media. It seems like every chick is coming out with a story. Like I just said, I came across a story yesterday. Girl by the name of Hope, professional soccer player, coming out with a 4 year ago ass grabbing incident. So finally, 4 years later, she decides to advertise or report to the media that it was an inappropriate thing and da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, so since it's been several years since my incidents, I want to go ahead and share my stories. The sexual assault incident. Swear to God, every bit of this is true. I sometimes in disbelief, but I just look back on it and it wasn't really traumatizing. I just kind of laugh at it. I just chalk the girl up to being a fucking nutcase. Of course, I've met so many women over the past 26 years in my, sex and dating career. Nothing surprises me anymore. I mean, I'm not really shocked. I mean, there's a lot of fucking nut jobs out there. There's a lot of fucking head cases, and it's just, it just goes over my head. Anyway, let me just get into the story. Like I said, online dating is a big thing. Well, back before online dating, if you didn't know what another alternative was, it was video dating or a dating service. One of the top ones, or the popular ones, back in the 90s or the mid-early 90s was one called Great Expectations. Now, this is how it worked. Instead, you would have to drive to an actual office somewhere in your local city area. In LA, they had LA City, Upland, Irvine, kind of just all over. Anyway, I joined one that was in Upland. Basically, you go into an office that almost looks like a doctor's office or a dental's office. They have a whole library of photos and videos. And what you do is you flip through these like thick ass photo albums and you pick out a girl and you go by her profile and you fill out a little sheet and you turn it in. Then what they do is they mail a postcard saying you have been selected, come into the service. So the girl would have to physically get in, drive to the thing and look at your profile and decide whether she wants to pick you. I know, a big fucking hassle. I can't see anybody doing that shit today. But believe it or not, 25 years ago, people did that shit. I did it. And I paid hundreds of dollars to do it. In a sense, what a waste of time, waste of money. Anyway, I became pretty chatty with one of the female sales reps there, and and I would go there and I would utilize this service. I was always on the hunt for pussy, always utilizing whatever source I could throughout my whole life. Be it a newspaper ad, a dating service, a bar, a club, a happy hour, a singles party, this or that, or a hookup within friends. I was doing whatever opportunity I could to meet or get a girl. Anyway, so there's this sales rep, and she was trying to, I can't even remember this chick's name, but trying to tell me to go for this girl. And I'm looking at her profile, and she had like a big conservative long dress, and she said she's a preschool teacher. She wore like kind of glasses and all that, and she just looked really primitive and really kind of just not really that appealing. Really conservative looking, and just there was nothing really sexy about her, so to speak. So I wasn't interested. So this real blonde, she was a good looking lady, the sales lady at the Great Expectation. She's totally trying to talk me into selecting her. And I go, how do you know? And she's all, I'll make sure that she says yes to you if you collect her. She's trying to say, she's really nice and she's really this and really that. And I've met her, and she's really putting an effort to meet somebody, and da-da-da-da-da, and it's almost like she can vouch. She wants to vouch for this chick. So anyway, I do select, she does pick me, we go out. So I choose to meet her at the Safari Bar. I met her there. She kind of lived in that area over by West Covina, and I met her in the Safari Bar in West Covina. That was like a former nightclub in the 80s and 90s. So I meet her there, and I'm talking to her, and of course I'm not really impressed, and I don't know why I didn't just end the date, but I just thought whatever. So I'm sitting there rapping with her, and I think I was talking about my brother or telling her some stories or whatever. But the funny thing about her is that she started laughing. She started laughing. I don't know if she was at me or she was mocking me, but the way she laughed, or she was laughing at my stories or the way I was telling the story, I don't know, but she was literally laughing like this. She was going, ho, 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 ho. I'm not kidding. When I was talking to her and telling her a story that, frankly, I didn't really think was that funny. I didn't know she was making fun of me or laugh. Sometimes when you're telling somebody, you tell somebody a joke or you're telling a story that you think that's funny, and then they're smart ass. And they go, yeah, that was really funny. They do that to you. I've had people do that, fucking smart asses, you just want to smack them across the head. Anyway, I didn't know she was doing that, if that's the way she laughed, or if she was fucking retarded. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Anyway, regardless. So it comes time to go home. So it's, every time when you're going out on a date with a gal, you always get that vibe of when it's like, hey, I can take this girl home and, I can take her home and basically get down her panties. I was driving a Volkswagen Bug at the time, 71 Super Beetle. So we were walking out to my car, and then, of course, she's kind of trying to hold my hand and all this stuff. And so I'm sitting here thinking, God, what do I want to do? I'm not really, but, I'm pondering the thought of being able to stick it, give her an own stickin', an own lickin' and the stickin'. So she's hugging me and holding on to me, and then she kind of wants to sit down. I go, okay, I guess, because we're by my car. And so we sit down in my car, and she's leaning over, and she's all hugging onto me, and then, I'm of course over like this, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to end this date. And I go, what do I do? I go, I kind of do, but I don't. And then I ask myself, so I'm sitting here over here hugging her, and I'm like thinking, okay, what do I want? Do I want to take her back to my place? No, I don't. Do I want to go back to her place? No, I don't. And I go, I don't really feel like doing that. And I go, well, what about option 3, getting a hotel room, sitting here? That's what I was thinking when I was hugging onto her. And I'm like, I absolutely, definitely don't want to do that. I'm not going to drop money for a hotel room. And I thought, okay, well, the bottom line, then forget it. If you're not into this chick, you don't even want to use her for a one-time. I didn't even want to use her for a one-night stand or bonk. So I just kind of pushed her back, and I said, look, okay, I had a nice time, gave her all the post-date bullshit. Yeah, I'll be in contact with you, whatever. So when I'm trying to get her out of the car, I'm not kidding, I'm sort of sitting to the side like this. She fucking gets her hands, I can't do it, but gets her hands like this behind my head. She spreads her fucking legs, grabs my head, and just goes boom, boom, just shoves herself in her fucking crotch. What she was wearing a skirt with pantyhose. I don't know too many chicks that wear panties. She had panties and then over her pantyhose. And I'm like thinking, what the fuck? So she's got my head down in her crotch, and she's got her hand like this, all right? And she's like pushing down on my head, and then she changes her voice to she almost sounds gutter. She's all, eat it, eat that pussy, eat it. And I'm like sitting here going like this, and I can't get my head up. And I go, what the fuck are you doing? I go, are you out of your fucking, and I'm down here with my face in her crotch. And I'm like, she's like, no, come on. And she's like sitting there, eat it, and get that, lick that pussy or whatever. She was saying that. And I go, I fucking can't. And I go, and I'm just like, I go, are you fucking, what's, and she's all, so I just said, I go, look, and I go, let me up. And so I'm sitting here, I'm trying to force my head up, but and I go, let me up. And I warned her. I mean, this is what, I'm making it sound like this lasted long. This was probably happened for about 20 seconds. So I'm thinking about what to do. And I actually thought for a split second, I was like, oh, fuck, maybe I should just go down on her. And it's like, I couldn't. She had 2 layers of clothing. And I just finally I just said, for a couple seconds, I was thinking that. And I said, look, I go, let me up or else. I go, you got like 2 seconds to let me up. She's all, no, eat it. Come on, eat it. Eat my pussy. I go, all right, you asked for it. So I was pissed. So I open my mouth and I just go, I did that. I just moved as much as my head. And I just went, I mean, I just took a bunch of her flesh on her vagina, around her vaginal area, and I just went, I mean, I chomped down on her, and she's fucking jerked, and she screamed, and she's all, ah! I mean, she fucking freaked, and she finally let go, and I flew up, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I go, what the fuck is your fucking problem? I go, you fucking nutcase. I go, what the hell are you trying to prove? What the hell is the deal? And she just goes like this. She's looking at me like this. She's all, you're a biter. You bite. I don't like people that bite. That's not good. And she, she's all looking at me and pointing, and you're a biter. She gets out of my car and walks away. And the whole time she's saying this, I'm just like, what the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is up with you? I'm like, you fucking were dropped on a baby, dropped on your head. Are you a fucking nut job? And, but I'm turned like this, because I'm turning the seat saying this, and then she's facing me, So anyway, she gets up, gets out of my car, leaves, and she starts walking across the parking lot. And I'm just like this. I've got my arm over the seat. I'm looking out the back window, and I'm watching her walk away, and I'm just like, my jaw's dropped, and I'm just like, I was just like, I mean, I sat there for at least 2 minutes, and I literally watched her, kept walking off into the dark. And I was just like, unfucking believable. I couldn't fucking believe this shit. Then I started just kind of shaking my head and just laughing. It's just like, what the fuck was, I go, whatever. I start up my car and I take off. Of course, I never contacted her again. I went back to the dating service, talked to that sales rep, told her everything I told you. And of course, when I got to the part to where I chomped down and she was shoving her head, she's all, Joe, I can't. And she's acting like she's all horrified. And I said, yeah, I'm telling you every graphic detail, bitch. And I told her, I go, listen, I hold you responsible. I go, you're the one who set me up. She said, well, so it didn't go. I go, no, she was a fucking psycho. I go, she wasn't a nice girl. She wasn't, she's definitely got, I go, she's got some issues. And you're the one who pushed this. I go, you're the one who pushed this on it. And then, of course, like a typical fucking woman who doesn't want to be responsible or take on, she just like, oh, well, better luck next time. She didn't want to acknowledge it. She didn't want to acknowledge that's what that happened to me, that she pushed this, and she didn't want to have nothing. She didn't want to have no responsibility. It's like, well, that's not my fault, or I didn't know this about her. I didn't, and you know what? So let's do the 180. Let's turn it around. Let's say you got a guy encouraging a girl, just go out with this guy, do this and do that, I'll vouch for him, da-da-da-da-da. She goes out with him, and then the guy goes, come on, bitch, suck my dick, come on, holding her head down and da-da-da-da-da. First of all, she chomps that thing, he's risking losing his fucking dick. Yeah, she can not only go out that, she can have him arrested, have him going to jail. She can arrest the dating service, hold the sales lady or sales guy responsible. She can fucking come down on so many fucking people. Totally different story if that happened to a chick. Some guy fucking sat there, grabbed her by his head and shoved it in his crotch and said, "Come on, bitch, suck it. Suck that dick. Come on, honey." You know, that's why I call it my sexual assault. Because you turn it around and guy doing that to a chick, it's a whole different, now we're in a whole lot of shit. I guarantee you I would have been fucking gone to jail. I would be a registered sex offender right now if it were me, or say like some other guy. That guy would be a registered, he would be jailed, all this bullshit. There'll probably be a lawsuit against Great Expectations, that sales lady, or since it was a woman in mind, let's say it was a male, really encouraged, "Oh, come on, I vouch for this guy. He's a cool guy, he's a nice guy, he's gonna treat you to this." And then, you know, the girl didn't want to, it's like, "Look, he's not my type, he's not this, he's not that, I'm not interested." You know, he's gonna be held responsible. He could possibly lose his fucking job. The whole dating service could probably get sued. Because it was technically a setup to an extent. I mean, come on, man. The prosecuted the lawsuits, the damage would have been totally different if it happened to a chick. If it was a total double standard. I mean, but anyway, I mean, it was honestly my initial reaction. I mean, I wasn't traumatized. I wasn't like scared. I was just tripping out. I was tripping out off of this chick. I mean, I thought she was kind of weird the whole fucking night. You know, with her her fucking laughing and all that shit. But I mean, I just was like, fuck, man. I've met some fucking weirdos in my life, but shit. But you know, see, you know, having incidents, shit like that happen to me, it's just like, I've seen it all, man. Nothing fucking phases me. You know, so all these fucking chicks, this soccer cunt. Oh, it's so inappropriate. Bitch, just move on. Move on. Go out in the soccer field. You know, you're just quote unquote one of the so-called hotter of the soccer chicks that play soccer, because most of them look like a bunch of bull-dyke fucking skanks. You know, might as well be female bodybuilders. You know, I just wish these women would stop being attention whores and stop trying to flatter themselves. And yeah, somebody's going to grab your ass. Try doing it within the first 5 to 10 minutes, or at least a couple hours. Some guy tries to get a feel of your ass. Don't fucking wait 4 years. Oh, I think I'll bring it to my attention. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done with this story. So that's just to give you some light. Tell me, I don't know, what do you think, man? Definitely a double standard. What would happen if a guy actually did that to a chick? Shoved her head and said, "Suck this dick, bitch." Would he go to jail? Or would he walk off into the darkness the way this fucking psycho cunt did? Anyway, till the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.